Where's my BGM? Hello world, my name's Super User. I'm your favorite lemon flavored robot. What's up? Hi, Africa, everybody else. How are we? How's your weekend been? Did you play lots of video games? Because that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. Anyways, hi. I'm glad the stream pulled through. I don't know if anybody was here in the very beginning, but like the second I started streaming and I sent my live now tweet, my fucking Wi-Fi crashed. It went down. I was just sat here watching my bitrate go from like 0 to 2 to 200 to 0 to 0 to 0. But I'm glad it pulled through. What a fucking struggle. I'm glad the stream lives though. I spent some time just now setting up some commands. I got some things you can do to me now. We talked about it last stream. If you know, you know.
Slay!
Hi BZ! Slay! I really gave myself a headache making this shit happen. I also added the ding to the burp counter. I haven't tried that one out because I didn't want to fake the burp counter, so hold on. There, somebody do it for me. Somebody do it for me. And then I added a secret new command. A secret new command that I did talk about last stream, very briefly. Ooh, it worked. It works. Thank you, BZ. Is that to your satisfaction? Because you guys did make me do that. Anybody want to take a guess what the secret new command is? Anybody want to take a guess? It's inspired by a command that Kiza, twitch.tv/KizaQune has on his stream, and I thought it was very funny, so I took it and I added something to it. It made me laugh while I was setting it up. I hope it stays funny, and I hope you guys don't spam it. Because if you do, I'm gonna have to put it on a cooldown. I guess you have to figure out what it is first. It's a secret. It's a secret. Until somebody figures it out. Or until I get too impatient, I'm like, I have to show this off. Because I gave myself a headache trying to make it work. And it's still not exactly how I want it to be, but I'll talk about it once somebody does it. How's everybody's weekend been? Again, I spent a lot of time playing video games. I went out with a friend yesterday. We went to the park. We laid on the grass. I touched grass. And then we ordered pizza. You know? Sounds like the second one is gonna happen first, probably. Again, the hint is, there's two hints. I talked about it last stream, briefly, and Kiza has it. We ordered pizza. I had some pizza, good pizza, and I was forced to watch more South Park. Because that happens every time I visit this friend. He always has South Park on, and I end up watching South Park. He was also showing me a lot of South Park fan art because he knows I don't know anything about South Park, so he's like, hey, look at this. And I'm like, that's not, no. And I figured out why I don't like so much South Park fan art. By the way, if you draw South Park fan art, more power to you. You're a god. It's the fact that at some point I can't discern that it is South Park fan art anymore. And that scares me. It's just like beautiful art, like some beautiful yaoi. And I look at it and I don't know that it's South Park, but it's South Park. And that's scary to me. That's scary to me, and that's why I don't like South Park fan art. Anyways, we're playing PARANORMASIGHT. The 7 Mysteries of Hanjo. We played it last stream. I murdered a lot of people. I'm gonna try not to murder a bunch of people today. How about that? These are you're always blindsided by South Park fan art. Me too, man. Me too. Did we die yet? Oh, we died plenty of times. We got stabbed in the back by the guy who was hot but turned out to be a simp. The lady killed us. I think she set us on fire. And the guy with the legs made us listen to the voice of the legs, and then we died. But also, we killed all of them, so don't worry about it. The 7 Mysteries of Homo, hashtag Happy Pride. So true, BZ. So true. Also, I'm gonna say, it's been one of those days where I sneeze a lot for no reason. I have these occasionally where I wake up and I go about my morning routine and then I just start sneezing. And I can't stop. It seems better right now. I'm still worried though. I was telling my friends about it and they were like, Yuzu, that just sounds like you have allergies. And I'm like, what? What? What are you talking about? Allergies? Me? What? You're insane. I still don't think it's allergies. I just think my body's weird sometimes. Did you hear that? I hit my teeth with the glass while I was drinking. Ow. Yeah, the guy with the legs. No. He had 2 other legs. 2 other disembodied legs. Yes. Right. So, we play the game. We play the game, we find the curse. We don't get killed this time. I still don't know how to not get killed. I still don't know how to actually not kill her. Right? I assume this is the part where she doesn't get killed. I still don't know how to not kill her. Right? My assumption is that she died because we turned around and we're leaving her. But the curse somehow decided to kill her instead of me. I don't know. Something's happening to Yoko. Whoa. What the hell? It feels like the air just changed. And now if I look down, something's happening to Yoko. And I think it was when I turned around and I saw nothing and then I turned back around, she was dead. So I guess what I do is I just don't turn around this time. Hey, Yoko. I feel eyes on my back. I can't move. Is there something behind me? No. Yoko, she's screaming. She's screaming. This can't be. She's screaming. I keep talking to her. It's no use. She's in no condition to talk. Keep yelling her name, because if I turn around, she'll die. Huh? What? Is calling her name really going to help? I don't know. It's the only option I got. Alright? I still think turning around's gonna kill her. By the way, if you don't know the lore of this game, Yoko is a girl who's she wants to research the rite of resurrection, which is linked to the 7 Mysteries of Hanjo. And she wants the rite of resurrection to resurrect her dead dog, and we want to smash. We've known her for a month, we want to smash. I'm already yelling as hard as I can. Shouldn't I look for what's causing this? There's nothing there. Yoko! Hang in there, Yoko! Look at me, you're going to be okay. It's alright, there's nothing there! Yoko! Is she still dead? Did she die again? Huh. New scene. Interesting. By the way, speaking of ghosts. Again, I don't believe in ghosts. But I was woken up this morning by a doorbell ringing. And that doesn't seem like strange or anything, right? Maybe somebody was ringing my doorbell. The thing is, it was a ding-dong doorbell, like a really proper ding-dong doorbell. And my doorbell doesn't sound like that. My doorbell is one of those like really fucked up, like harsh electronic, like bzzzt, that like scares the shit out of you when it rings. That was not my doorbell. I don't know what that was. I know it's not my neighbor's doorbell either because I can hear them and they sound exactly like mine, if not worse. None of us have a ding-dong doorbell. So what the fuck woke me up? Why did I hear a ding-dong? I don't believe in ghosts. Captain Boo is here all the time. I have to clarify, I don't believe in ghosts, but again, there is a ghost in my apartment. You know, I don't believe in the ghosts except for the ghosts that are haunting me specifically. I hope you understand. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's 1 a.m. again. Remember how last time after this we went and we killed everybody? Oh, she's normal now. Huh? Oh, good, you're awake. What? Are you okay? You were so rattled and confused. I thought you really lost it. Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humors off balance? That's what she asked me last time. Wait, what did you say? I think I've heard that before. Yeah, because you said that to me. You're the one who said it earlier. Oh, right. That might have been it. My humors were off balance. I'll bleed you. Come here, let me get my leeches. What? Back there? You ended up like that because of your humors? Yeah, I've heard that at this age, your humors being even a little bit off can be fatal. Yoko, what is this, the Middle Ages? Yoko, we're past that. We've got modern medicine. There's no such thing as humors. Except for the one I have with your mom. I'm glad you're back to normal now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble. But I really don't remember what happened. Sounds like what happened to me. Maybe this place is dangerous somehow? Yoko, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, the humors from the medieval ages where they believe that you have 4 humors? Yellow bile, black bile, blood, and one more thing. And if you have too much of one, you have to get rid of it or you end up sick. That's why people were bleeding each other all the time. That's the 4 humors. Anyways. What? Are you backing out? Yeah, it just doesn't feel safe to me and I'm worried about you. Oh, what a pussy. Yeah, exactly. And the space age technology of the phone booth and color television. Can you imagine? Let's call off today's investigation. Come on, I just started feeling back to normal too. Nope, not happening. Go home. I'll even pay your cab fare, okay? End up having to force a still protesting Yoko into a taxi. Phlegm! Thank you, BZ. So smart! So smart. BZ knows all the humors. Tag yourself. Which humor are you? I think I'm yellow bile. I don't actually know what any of the humors mean, but you know. Even then, she still wouldn't stop complaining. So to placate her, I promised I'd search the park on my own for a little while longer. So do we don't have the curse stone yet, do we? What does it mean when it's, you know, like this? When it's fucking broken? What does that mean? Does it mean I did all the options that I had? Exactly, there's also stand-up, improv. The one where I pretend to be an anime person on twitch.tv. Oh my god, guys, we survived the night. Oh my god, guys, we survived the night this time. We've never done that. It's 5 a.m. Oh my god, the sun's coming up. Just like how it did earlier this morning when I was still awake. Are we still in the park? It's been 4 hours? He wants to smash. Oh, shit. In further news, before dawn today, a police officer on patrol discovered a man collapsed in a Subida City Park. We did not survive the night. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Investigation is still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the area at around the same time. Guess I celebrated too early. Paranormasight, The Seven Mysteries of Hanjo. Look, that's it. That's the stream. Bye. Bye. Look. I was so excited. I was like, wow, we survived the night. Look at that. That's so funny. Like, the instant I was like, hey, look, we made it to morning. What a good game. Roll credits. Do I have to sit through this? I got an achievement. Well done in your efforts thus far. Thanks. This brings Shogo Okia's story to a close. Oh, I was supposed to do that? Ah, but this is not the end. Far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The routes of the three protagonists have now been unlocked. Haruo Shigima, a woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friend back from the dead, a girl who died in a suspicious suicide. Each of them is burdened with circumstances that leave them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Following these three storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Thank you. Oh! Oh! It does mean I did all the options. Ooh! That's so cool. I guess I'll just work my way top down, right? We'll be the woman first. The woman who lost her son, who was able to kill us because we had a lighter on us. And who had something to do with that detective because he told her I had a lighter so she could kill me. Poor Shogo, man. He just wanted to smash. He just wanted to smash. This is what happens when you get no pussy. You die. Not dreams. Sorry, I'm sniffling a lot today, again, because I can't stop sneezing. When the son of Haruo Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Haruo has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. Just like you, for real, for real. So true. Who mock fire perish in flame. May those who mock fires perish in flame. Kill them! Kill them! The flame bearers. Kill them all! So this one... Shut up for a second. Which one was it? Was it this one? Or was it... Well, one of them. Either way. She, you know, if you have fire on you, she kill you. I guess. You've acquired the power of the cursed stone, the haunting clappers. What does that have to do with fire? You can use it to kill those with fire or a fire-starting device on their person. Oh, I guess that means I have to kill everyone. I guess that means I'm killing everybody. Files updated. The haunting clappers. Ooh, we get the lore of the haunting clappers. If you remember, the evening bell, blah blah, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires. Oh, all the while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together again. Clack clack! Wouldn't it be clap clap? The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of the second pair of clappers, he never finds it. A resentful memory. Red, red, red. Everything is dyed crimson. My home is burned to the ground. It's hot. So, so hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch! Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head will split open. Ah, right, the evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. God forbid women do anything. That's all I'm going to say to that. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now. Kill! Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the root. Kill them. So, how did this woman get a curse stone? How did this woman get a curse stone? 12 a.m. Midnight. Shigema Mansion reception room. Oh, she's rich. Oh, she's got a mansion. Beg with me, ma'am. Richter. Cover them up, slut. Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Sweet dreams? She looks dead, man. Housewife. Housewife? Her 11-year-old son Shuichi was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. Her death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case. A mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. I gotta read slower. The incident was covered up and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Harurai to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai to uncover the truth. The Shigema family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Major Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigema line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. ACAB. Harai's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigema clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Harai's marriage grew cold. Oh, thank you, Eprak. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Harurai a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Harurai spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. The cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks to her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Harai's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home, with Harurai left to live in the large empty mansion alone. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Harurai has nothing but time on her hands. I'm like dizzy from how dry my mouth got reading that. Oh my god. Ugh. She does look ready to murder. Too long, didn't read, happy for you, or sorry for your loss. So true. No. Not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. Cover them up, slut. Oh my god. Wow, we're in a... I'm so scared of turning around now. What the fuck is that? Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. Put it up just before... Well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. Chicken! I knew it. It's head honcho from way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. This is a real collector's item. You see this? This cock? A real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is, nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough, they've won everybody's hearts. Story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice, weirdo. I got an achievement. Oh, boy. In the right place at the right time in Honjo, and you might just be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it collecting them all would bring good luck. Uh-oh. 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 This is not good for me. Hanging scroll. An old hanging scroll. Time for you to sleep. Yeah, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. Flower arrangement. An arrangement of flowers. We're bringing someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. She has checked out. Stereo. A stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insists on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. By the way, it's warm, so I have the window open. If you hear a car, you know the drill. Go vroom vroom. Okay? Fax machine. Fax machine! Ugh. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. Oh, this is when fax machines were high-tech? I rarely find a use for it. Television. A color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest model, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. Have I looked at it? Clock. More like cock. The swinging of the pendulum echoes through the room. No way! Color television spotted! It feels slightly unusual with Richter here. Usually it's just me. Oh, Richter. Oh, Richter. Have I looked at everything? I think I have. A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. And he dresses really weird and leaves his tits out for no good reason. When I first visited his office in Oda City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort. Hi, Odessa. What? What do you mean, hello? What do you mean? Hello? You know what? We didn't get to kill him last time. Maybe this time. Me? Hello? 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 Yeah, new model. I launched it last stream. I soft launched it. Because I don't have it in me to make a big debut. You see, I once again, I chopped my tits clean off. Don't look at, I mean, do look, please. You know, are you looking at the dangles? You're looking at the dangles, right? Yeah? Am I nail polish? Am I cool shoes? Yeah. Hee. I guess, you know what? Here. I'll show off the command that I made. I made a new command. It's for when something really hot happens. Something really sexy happens. You type exclamation point, mark, C-U-M. I spent a really long time doing it. Teehee. Special occasions only. Watching this stream at work, I'm sure I'll be fine. Oh no! Sorry, Mill. Hi. What do you mean, why? Sometimes you gotta come. Listen, blame Kiza-kyun. Blame twitch.tv/Kiza-kyun. Because Kiza has the command. I was like, oh my god, I need this command. Yeah, I spilled milk. Don't worry about it. You know how when you spill milk and it makes that noise? Now you can slay and you can come. The two genders. You're welcome.
Slay!
Thank you, Odessa. Thank you. The eccentric man that Shogo Oki ran into at Hoanji Bridge. I can't talk today. Richter is actually a private investigator with an office in Oda City, Tokyo. It works! Yeah, I spent some time setting it up earlier today. I gave myself a headache, though. Every time I have to do something technical, like behind the scenes on stream, it's such a fucking pain in the ass. After taking on a request from Hare Shigima to investigate the unsolved kidnapping and murder of her son, he gets caught up in the events surrounding the rite of resurrection. That's the noise the spade, the lancer makes in Deltarune. It's fine. Yeah. I definitely didn't just Google splat noise and use the first one I found that I liked. Jesus Christ. Once a police officer, Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need, and quit the force to start his own private investigation for... I'm gonna die. Thank you, Odessa. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and put his office in dire financial straits. However, he is still in business. How he is still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Richter studied alongside Detective Jun Ario at the police academy. This guy. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigations and tailing his targets. He proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. Oh, they're saying he's pathetic. Richter's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine, which he keeps in his office. Aww. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like delinquents, and can be frequently sighted searching around town for them. While out and about, Richter typically leaves the office, and more importantly, Ernestine, in the care of Amamori, a junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Richter after being involved in a previous case. He's so weird. He's such a weirdo. Like, first of all, he dresses like this. Then he's an ex-cop. Then he's a private investigator. Then he has a parakeet that he loves. It's too much for me. Imagine if this guy had a curse echo. He'd be unfucking stoppable. Anyways, how did this woman get a curse echo? Oh my god. It's his agency, he blah. It's named after a bird. It's confusing at best. Uh, private investigator. I know what a private investigator is. Come on. I'm not reading that shit. Let me bring you up to speed. You were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Can you tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? See, I found this weird stone. How did she find this weird stone? How did she find the weird stone that gave her powers to kill? Interesting. Very interesting. So the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Curse echo. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. Oh, there it is. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. So these stones just fucking appear out of thin air? When people are desperate? Saw a cool rock, picked it up. I guess, yeah, if I saw a rock like this, I would pick it up. That's true. I would pick it up. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. Can I look up my items? No? Okay. I guess I talk more. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. She's fucked up. I like her. I like a woman who's tired and has dark eye bags. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul, along with the curse echo's resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did, hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. It sounds unpleasant. I wouldn't want to feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. Wow! Kinda hot. I think I need to kill someone. Yeah, sure. Go for it, girl boss. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see. Well, that could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. Yeah, God forbid a woman do anything. It is kind of hot, right? Her dead eyes have enraptured me. You can make her worse. She's already murdering people. Strong on the desire to resurrect someone, the strong on the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief, talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. Okay. About the investigation. That's what you hired me for, ma'am, to look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigima. Oh yes, I remember. You forgot? You forgot? They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead. So you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember you were just about to tell me, and then the fucking stone materialized in my hand and made me want to kill people. Hare Shigima's son Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme. When it came to light that the Shigima family is closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was, in fact, the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Haruhi reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible. But her husband and father, who held the... You should have put a comma in here. You can't say her husband and... You should have put a comma there. Her husband and her father. Did I burp? What the fuck? Who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case is long gone cold. That's messed up. That's messed up. Man! That poor woman. Oh, new person of interest. Oh no, it's our son! The only son of Haruhi Shigima. He was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother Haruhi amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer. Oh. Well. And displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Tragic. About the investigation. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. I'd assume find the person who murdered my son. I'd assume that. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found and then we can make a decision? Alright. About the investigation. Oh. About the kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, northern Oyoko River here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. Oh my god. All this talking is really fucking me up. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from. It was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but... Exactly, Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood, too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. Nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of these seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? Clearly the kidnapper was someone he knew. That's how it always is. The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? Why not turn the problem on its head? The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car, but how? Only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody that he would have a reason to trust. A teacher perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that he knew. But all of the adult Shuichi knew had alibis. Police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. What if it wasn't someone he knew, or rather... What if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? Huh? You didn't think about that? Yeah, no wonder the police are incompetent. Jesus. That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigema family has close ties with the police after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely that couldn't have. Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much a police officer stands out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. New angle. Interesting. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Well, maybe in the 70s. Huh? Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. And that's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? Someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions. Would he have gotten into a car? He might have. Stranger danger. That's how. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is how you get kidnapped in this day and age. Also, be careful. My husband always told me that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. Yay! BZ got coffee! I love drinking coffee. I don't like what coffee does to my body. I love drinking a little latte with some cream, you know, a nice sweet latte with a double shot. I don't like what it does to my body. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. They said now in the 70s. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. And you think the culprit was a young woman. But it was a man's voice on the phone. Yeah, they can work together, idiot. Potion of shit yourself. That's exactly what coffee is. Potion of make your tummy feel bad. She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases, that goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anybody had seen something. And one man thought he had! Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. Oh my god. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Who are you? Excuse me, what was your name again? Jonoichi. Jonouchi. There. Jonouchi. Got it. Well, Jonouchi, I'm all ears. They make these names so hard to pronounce for English speakers. Like, I know how to pronounce it in Japanese, like Jonouchi, right? But saying it without stumbling over my words while I'm reading a bunch of English words, Jesus Christ. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? A fucking weirdo? How should I know what a private detective looks like? No, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. During Pride Month, my life is in danger. I need your help. Huh? You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. During Pride Month? Who is trying to kill you? Look at the way he dresses and tell me this man straight. You can't. During Pride Month? You can't. A student called Michio Shiraishi. Do we know her? No. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. Let me ask you gay. Thank you, BZ. Exactly, that's a gay. This guy also is a gay, by the way. Look at his haircut. You'll give it to me, gay? Oh my god. Not on stream. Jeez. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. Don't say that. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. It's called cum, Odessa. C-U-M. Learn to spell. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Come again? Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it. Or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see. If you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. Telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on that all this time, you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yes, that's it, exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. She's gonna tear my throat out with her bare teeth. Arrest her, I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? Teenagers are terrifying. Teenagers are terrifying. No, I get it. I understand. You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Oh. Curse you. I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. You'll tear her with your bare teeth. Oh my god, BC. I see. It's true. Her house, it's... forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Bye. Hey! And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of Chris's was just crazy talk, but I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jonuichi. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. That's this. This is where, one of the mysteries is. One of them. The Fool's Procession. That's there. A teacher? Then the schoolgirl. Is one of his students? I think that's very likely. At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. Oh. About the investigation. Oh. About the Rite of Resurrection. The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I read about that in Occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they said the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered. What if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Another day goes by when I don't think if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours, and also the cops. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Look at her, she's ready for that. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, well, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear, oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? God forbid a woman does anything! If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be party to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. Wow, he's got morals. I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my policies and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. As long as you're just stealing the souls that other people have killed. What do you have in mind? Well, how about seeing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? That was all you were after? Then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a soul curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Do you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My. That time she did kill me. She did kill me that time. She killed, Shogo. And this guy was there. He let it happen. About my curse. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The Haunting Clapper, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Hanja, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curse makes their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person, is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. Unless I throw my lighter in the pond, huh? Couldn't get me then, could ya? It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pockets. And say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you were there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. Well, yeah, he doesn't want you to use it, right? Why are you telling me how to use it when you don't want me to use it? Hey! I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. She was ready to fucking kill him. She was ready to fucking kill him. What a girl boss. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatter her. Kinda slay, if you ask me. Kinda slay. As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Right then, have you decided what you want me working on? Well, if he helps me with the right, I get to kill more people. Bringing my son back is more important. I want you to help me with the rite of resurrection. We can do the other one later. Roger that, the right it is. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So, it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. Wow, he's doing both. I'll even try and find Miss Yuraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you, that's more than enough. Oh. My heart's still racing. This is it, my chance at long last. So, what now? What now? I done everything. I done everything. What do you want me to do? Huh? So it's settled, yeah. Yeah? Huh? I did it all. Is there anything I haven't looked at? The ceiling? Oh, the chandelier. The lights. The chandelier is the only thing in here that's my choice. It's my favorite part of the room. Well, hanging scroll, fax machine, flower, stereo, chicken. You want the chicken? Am I missing something? Guest table. I don't know where father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. Shit. Fuck. Shit. What? What now? I leave? Huh? 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 Am I stupid? Am I stupid? Oh, rotary phone. A telephone. This mansion has a private line. Fuck! What do you want? You want to talk about the... Oh. I had to look at everything. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You should stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it, and try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Why does he look like that, man? Oh, Jesus Christ. Why was moving on from that so difficult? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break to pee and refill my water. That being said, I think I might not be streaming for very long today, just because my physical condition, my nose is running like hell, my mouth is really dry. You know how sometimes, some days it's just, not working? Yeah. We'll see how I feel though after I get some water. Maybe I got a cough drop, Okay, everybody behave. Behave. I'll be right back. I'm back. Bad news, I don't have any cough drops. Good news, I got water. I'll see how long I go. We'll just find. We'll play it by ear. We'll see. We'll see. Yes. I haven't gotten jump scared yet this stream, which is good because I got jump scared like what 4 times last stream. I was eking for real last stream. A nice thought. 1 a.m. Shigema Mansion reception room. We're still at home. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I can do is wait. And wait. Newspaper? What's this? A newspaper? Must have fallen off the chair. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Oh. Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. Ain't that the truth? Oh my god. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The room was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Thank you. Yeah, I don't care about that. There's something on at this hour. Okay. We won't watch TV. Think. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michio Shiraishi. First, I need to find more soul dregs. Oh my god. What do you want me to do? Look at everything again? Old hanging scroll. It's boring. Flowers. You like the flowers. Stereo. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late. I want to listen to music. She hates music. Look at the chandelier again. The clock. The ding is so funny. I'm glad you like it. I was bullied into adding it. I guess I'll fucking read the newspaper. Blah, economy, blah blah. Theme parks, superheroes, city pop and idols. She doesn't care about that. Education, high school, even girls, universal education policy. Every child can go to school. Education is good. Blah. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. My boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. Not by you. No way. Nobody. What? No. You would never. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. Oh, oh god. Really watch my television. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Comedians are flocking to other genres. Occult seems really popular. Look at the paranormal specials. Wow, let's look at more culture. Mascot, mockingbirds. What's that what Victor was talking about? Trends are so short-lived now. Oh, just wait till 2023, girl. Your generation only falls further behind. Economy. Land prices are skyrocketing. I'm not exactly a businesswoman. I don't care about that. Society. One thing Hondo never wants for its horrific crimes. And a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off of a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure? Huh? What? But... Oh no, this can't be right. Her name. Michio Shiraishi from Kumagata High School. Uh-oh. It can't be. Well, now what? Michiyo Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Jonoichi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. How would he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I've made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Oh. That must be him. Hello, Shigima residence? Yeah? 2 a.m. Are we dead? Komagata Bridge? Oh, okay, he asked me to meet him. Okay. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Well, let's have a look around first. Sumida River. Sumida River! Filthy and horrid. Can I ask you something, man? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? Spooky! Could you believe that this is a spooky game? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right, should have guessed. Your son died in there. This is why they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers were marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. Spooky. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meiriki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. As it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. The other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and to stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So, if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? You're telling me there's ghosts? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the seven mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing in now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Wow, I'm not reading all of that. What do you mean, you have more to talk about the river? Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy and it stank. There's a joke here. I won't make it, but there's a joke there. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. Ew. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. Girl? What? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? That although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar. That they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Nijima murders? See, I've heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. Yeah, what the fuck? This lady has been through some fucked up shit. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Nejima murders, notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. First came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating on the Sumida River. Testing revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student, as it appeared to have been severed deliberately. The police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be a part of her leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Oh my god. This is some very new information. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so the police were unable to open any inquiries. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a questioning about a separate incident, Fumichika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. Investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underground storeroom of his shop, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. Oh. Sensitive content? Content warning? It's a little bit late into the stream to say this, but, mature content? Graphic descriptions? I'll be reading this, but it's nasty. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, and severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was still conscious. As she screamed silently behind her sealed lips, he proceeded to her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees, working his way inward slowly and methodically. His victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Nejima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home in the Sumida River, before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. Once apprehended, Nejima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me. I know it was wrong." In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his methods strongly suggests that he had committed similar crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to light. Nejima was sentenced to life in prison at his first hearing. Does this even have anything to do with the current case? My guess is like he was possessed by a spirit or something, right? And that's why I don't... Person of interest. He's in jail. Right? Why do we care? Huh? To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. Life was chaos just partying around me. Something like that. It was a ghost! A ghost! They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. It's not. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. Every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. Don't litter. I know I want one to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. Times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it to the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped up a body into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Girl, this is highly specific. No wonder this woman is fucked up. Yeah, truly. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after, Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. People began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. The rivers know the truth. How many corpses had swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind and they started to avoid this area. So really, the river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Ma'am, we're at Taco Bell drive-thru. Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. Well, it was her classmate who was murdered. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. Oh my god, dear Harry, this is the police superintendent. Thank you so much for fighting the rotting hand of your classmate in the dirty fucking nasty river. That was so helpful with the investigation, even though it took us a really long time to actually find the murderer, and it turns out that she was dismembered. That said, it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. It was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Real Asian father moments. Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. You have more to talk about the fucking river! The Sumida River. I have nothing but awful memories of it. Oh, thank God. You have something awful to say about the surroundings too? We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. I'm not reading that. Fuck off. Is that it? Oh, thank God. Why is he stanced up like this? He's gazing down at the water, where I found a human hand once when I was a girl. You go first. Please, go ahead. Alright then. Isn't his mole on the other side? Hey. Hey, isn't his mole on the other side? When we had the profile shot of him in our room, he didn't have this mole. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. He's not a curse bearer, don't worry, I killed him. He's not a curse bearer. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. He was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigesui Street. Is that the guy with the light? Who wanted to kill me in darkness? There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young woman and man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. With things being how they are, it's got to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. The cops! Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. They're sitting in detectives from the head office, and something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? I'll just say that when you're in the business, there are some faces you get to know. Yeah, he went to school with this guy. Whoops. His mole's on the wrong side. Wait, his bangs are also... Did they just flip his image? Did they just flip his image? Is he flipped or is he a clone? I don't know! Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. And now he's striking a JoJo pose. No wait, make that Richter Kai, Investigator Extraordinaire. My, Investigator Extraordinaire? Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet, an Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there are still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. Once it's boiling, our chance will come. Well, there's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi. The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping? That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? Come again? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Not the time to make jokes like that. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? It seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I put my money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. Any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? I can guess, sure! I can't, but sure! I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Jonoichi. No, Michio Shiraishi. No, Mr. Jonoichi. Silence Michio Shiraishi? Michio Shiraishi, silence Mr. Jonoichi. With blackmail. What if Michio Shiraishi silenced Mr. Jonoichi with blackmail? What do you think? Interesting. That's what he claimed was going on, but I wonder about that. That might be a little bit far-fetched. I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I didn't really cut out to play detective. They just called me stupid. Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will be out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Is something wrong? Not really, it just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nijima murders, so are they relevant? So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Oh. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My! The way you put it. It's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Why? That looks nothing like him. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remember too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. Why are you smiling thinking about that? That's a horrifying thought. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the Chris Bears are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other Chris Bears will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. What? What does suspend mean? You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Oh. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it here. It's been rough. It's been rough. My mouth is so dry, I cannot talk. Also, my nose is running and I can feel that more sneezes are coming. And I don't want to do that on stream, so I'm gonna call it here. Sorry this one was a bit short. I feel bad, but you know, nothing you can do about your condition. Nothing you can do about your condition. Feel better, user things. I don't particularly feel bad. Like, I'm not sick or anything, I don't think. What the fuck?
Blitzkrieg resubscribed for 6 months. Sneezuzu.
Just as I'm ending? That's messed up. Blitzkrieg, you'll like the new command. Blitzkrieg, here, check this out. I tried to make the location and size a little bit random of this plat. It's not perfect, but you know, you'll like that one. Anyways, I'll be live again on Wednesday. Hopefully in a better condition so I can play more of this game because I do want to. This is the only thing that's like gotten me out of my Tears of the Kingdom like hyperfixation. Because after I streamed this on Friday, I was like, wow, I want to play more. But I couldn't because I have to play it on stream. That's like for 2 whole weeks I've just been like, Zelda, I gotta play Zelda. Your stream is dying? Is it just Blitzkrieg? Thank God I'm ending. Thank God I'm ending. I'll just do it quick. I'll be live again on Wednesday. What the fuck are you talking about? Live again on Wednesday, probably playing more of this. As always, I tweet the day of what I will be doing and when, so make sure you follow me on Twitter at superuser_. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow me on my Twitter. I see you guys then. I don't think I'm gonna raid. I'm gonna play more Zeldies. Teehee. Have a nice Monday. I hope you eat some good food, as always. Have some nice drinks. I got crunk on Saturday. I had some soju. I got crunk. Anyways, bye!